we can go right ahead and go into the first segment, which is going to be the slide that I meant to pull up was this one right here. This is what I meant to pull up instead of that one, but anyways, yes, LeBron and Steph, two best players in the NBA. Well, two of the best players in the NBA, I should say. And there was a small possibility last year that they could have teamed up, right? A lot of people after this Olympics, we've rarely seen LeBron and Steph team up. The only time we see them team up is in an All-Star game when they're on the same when they're finally on the same All-Star team, or when in the Olympics, this previous Olympics, that was the only few times we've seen LeBron and Steph team up. And everybody, once everyone saw it, you couldn't really take your eyes off of it. They're just a fantastic duo together. They complement each other very well. Steph Curry with the shooting, LeBron with the driving at the rim, drawing all the attention, and not to mention, his passing ability just being one of the best passers that the NBA has seen, period. And it's even more surprising. Well, it's not really that surprising, but it's like you want to keep these two away from each other because if they team up, chances are they're going to go all the way. And that was a possibility. That was what could have happened last year. So now there's new information going around claiming that Rich Paul, who is LeBron's agent, implored the Warriors and the Lakers to completely scrap the idea of trading LeBron James to the Warriors last season. So there was talks about LeBron being traded to the Golden State Warriors, when the cameras weren't on and away from the media and things like that. So, and that's very surprising. And the biggest reason why he wanted to scrap this idea was largely because he wanted to insulate LeBron James from potential backlash over switching teams for the fourth time in his career. And to that, I say, malarkey. I think that's a bunch of bogus. There's nothing in the world that you can do that will prevent LeBron from being hated on. There's absolutely nothing you can do. LeBron got hated on for building a school. And that's really all that I need to say. Because it's like, he does anything and people are going to hate him. Like, he donates to charity. People are going to hate who he donates charity to. He supports Black Lives Matter. People are going to hate that he supports Black Lives Matter. He, again, builds a school. People are going to hate that he builds a school. Makes it to the finals. People are going to hate that he makes it to the finals. Wins a ring. People are going to hate that he wins a ring and calls it fake. It's just anything that LeBron does, there is always going to be somebody hating him. He is easily a top two most hated player in NBA history. Easily top two most hated. Like, it doesn't matter what he does, and obviously, he has a fandom of fans, a huge fandom, right? But he also has a huge, fandom of haters. Like, he gets hated on more than any athlete in this modern NBA. Period. There is no question about that. And so I don't think it would have really mattered whether or not he would have joined the Golden State Warriors or not. People were going to hate on him anyway. People hated on him for Russell Westbrook being bad. Like, how are you going to hate on LeBron for Russell Westbrook being bad on the Lakers? That doesn't make any sense to me. But they still find a way to hate. And there's nothing you can do to stop that. It's always going to happen. So, really, if I was Rich Paul, I would have just said, forget it. The Lakers, they've been managing LeBron poorly. They have been managing the Lakers roster poorly. Get LeBron out of there. Give him another ring. And, since people are so dense and they believe that Michael Jordan is still the greatest basketball player of all time because of his 6 rings, well, here comes LeBron winning 2 rings with Steph Curry. I wouldn't have minded that. I'm sure after these Olympics, the rest of the world wouldn't have minded watching LeBron and Steph Curry team up. But then again, knowing how we despise super teams, I think it makes sense how, obviously, he's going to get hate for that move. Like, it really doesn't matter. And one of the one of the comparisons that, like, at least what the agent compared this move to, he compared this move to, like, if Kevin Durant, what Kevin Durant did with Golden State Warriors. First of all, this would be a completely different move than KD going to the Warriors. If LeBron were to have gone to the Warriors last year, it would have been a completely different move. Because, and I'll explain this, LeBron beat the Warriors last year in the postseason. Like, let me rephrase it. Not last year, like when they lost in the first round to Denver, but in the 2023 postseason when they made it like past the second round and they beat the Warriors in the second round. LeBron beat that team. So if you were to join that team, it wouldn't be like if Kevin Durant were to join the Warriors, because the Warriors, they beat Kevin Durant the following season after Kevin Durant blew a 3-1 lead. So it would be nothing like the Warriors, not to mention, well, it would be nothing like the Kevin Durant deal with the Warriors, not to mention the fact that the Warriors, the same year after they got Kevin Durant, they won 73 games that previous year. LeBron would be joining a losing team as opposed to Kevin Durant joining a winning team. So it wouldn't be the same thing at all. And not to mention, it would be a trade. So that would mean that the Warriors the Warriors would most likely have to give up a lot of pieces to try and get LeBron. I have no idea whether it was going to be a LeBron to Steph deal, but I highly doubt that. I doubt that if the Warriors were to engage in a trade with the Lakers, they would have tried to get rid of Steph. I think Steph would be untouchable in that regard. Now, whether they would have gotten rid of Klay Thompson or Draymond, or both of them, that's a completely different story. I believe the best option would have been to get rid of Draymond and get rid of so many players and so many picks that the Warriors have had just to get LeBron on the Golden State Warriors if the trade were to happen. But obviously it didn't happen for reasons, and this is, in the end, it's probably going to affect LeBron's ring count, which I really don't like because, I would love to see him win another championship, especially on the same team as Steph. I mean, I would love to just see him win the Finals MVP over Steph Curry and then see what the Curry fans have to say about LeBron winning the Finals MVP over Steph, right? Because that's another stipulation, and that would probably bring up a lot more problems. It would be like, whose team is this? Because I remember that was a debate on when Kevin Durant was on the Warriors. And the biggest reason why Kevin Durant actually left the Warriors was because a bunch of Warrior fans were still saying that this was Steph Curry's team, even though Kevin Durant won a couple of Finals MVPs. He felt disrespected. And obviously, he felt like they didn't need him. They didn't need him, as they proved later on, but that was sort of like the drama with the Golden State Warriors at the time. But let me know in the comments what you guys think of this move, not really this move, but what you guys think of Rich Paul denying this trade. I'm sure a lot of you LeBron haters out there, you love the fact that he didn't influence this trade, and this trade actually didn't happen, or maybe you would have actually wanted this trade to happen so that way you can have more reason to despise LeBron. Who knows how you guys think of despising LeBron. But aside from that, I mean, I'm figuring this out in hindsight. I would have much rather LeBron play for Golden State than if he were to play with the Warriors. I can't even lie to you. The Lakers have been terrible at creating rosters. They've been terrible at managing rosters. They've just been awful. And LeBron needs to get out of there. They've seriously, I'm not even joking with this, they were worse than Cleveland in the first stint. I am not kidding. The Lakers have been worse than Cleveland. Worse than Cleveland's first stint. And that first stint with Cleveland was bad. It was very, very bad. But this Lakers team, the Lakers organization has somehow been able to make it worse. But that's besides the point. So with that, we are out of time for this first segment. So now I will go ahead and go into the fourth segment where I talk about the best power forwards in the NBA. And I'll be right back after this short break. So be sure to stay tuned.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. 'Cause everybody in the world give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the noose it fits, some loose shit, a stupid myth. You choose to live or choose to dip, you choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift. Oh.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the